they opted for it with the coin toss, correct? Cheever?
Yeah, they went for the last pick over, well, for over first pick / side.
Yeah, so I would think that's in the best interest of your mid player 9.
Yeah, I guess it's more if it falls into place that it suddenly becomes a good, like Gyro has a good mid matchup.
Yeah, sure.
And you know, some of the heroes that kind of drow, maybe carries that can get on top of her, for example.
They're having a lot of fun
Brax
there.
is just chuckling away. He was like, dude, you remember that try lane that we did? That was sick.
Spirits are high. How much impact does that first game have on a series? Because if J.Storm win this game, that would mean that we had 2 times in a row a reverse sweep on the series.
It's true.
I wonder if that has any significance. It probably doesn't, but that's how my brain works. It likes to overthink everything.
I mean, in the previous series, 65-minute game or whatever, I'm pretty sure it had some effect on Alliance.
It felt like in some ways, a psychological win for TNC.
Yeah, exactly.
Losing that game, it was
did this dude just buy a refresher on Omni Knight just to make us not win?
He sold half his items. He sold his boots. Yeah. He didn't have boots.
He just had the ass.
That wasn't crazy. Oh, there's the Lycan again.
Oh, okay.
After a Death Prophet pick, so Liquid going for kind of a tempo mid that can just take objectives, take towers, take Roge, and then J.Storm. Believe in the Lycan, it'll be 9 playing it this time around.
Lycan.
Yeah, but I mean, Lycan against Mars is still not that great, right?
Yeah.
As in for Lycan,
for sure.
Obviously that's the only thing.
A way better Lycan game. Last Lycan game, there was all this stun, the catchers like sanking that was hard to play against, the puck with the Axe, Dreamcall, Chronosphere. This game, the lockdown and control is way less. It does feel like a better pick. At the same time, I know Fog mentioned it feels like this here is a little bit mediocre. So this is the test, because it's a way better Lycan game.
Yeah.
So if this hero is viable, it needs to work here. Pick, it's meant to win J.Storm in the game.
But how are they going to lane it? Because is 9 then going to be playing on the safe lane, or is Lycan going to play against DP? Lycan against DP is not an option, is it?
I
feels very,
don't know.
very
Actually, I've never seen that mid-lane matchup before.
Yeah, so it has to be Gyro DP.
I think Lycan can maybe go mid.
Why not let 9 play the Gyro, seeing as Mu just played the Lycan?
Yeah, maybe they
confiscated it from Mu.
Well, no, they wanted the dual core. They wanted and the Lycan and the Gyro, and they, you know, it was like, who's good? Because otherwise 9's playing the Gyro. But then he's mid.
Yeah. So whoever's going mid, I would feel you would just give it to 9 because
I think Fear's like, Mu, you're Lycan
sucked.
You gotta play Gyro now.
I'm gonna play Warlock. I'm gonna carry your ass. I'm gonna heal you all day long. It's all under control.
No.
Now we'll find out. I want to hear from you guys for this game. Like, who do you favor? Because game 3, you know, one team deserves upper bracket, the other team deserves lower bracket. Who deserves what?
Even though they don't have that many stuns on Liquid, I see use builders. And so between Death Prophet and Dark Willow and then Dark Willow's root and the arena, I still think that this Lycan is going to struggle to do what he wants to do. So I'm leaning Liquid.
That's all well and true, but NA Dota is the truth. J.Storm.
Yes.
They got it.
I forgot.
I mean, you're Australian. I just want to sometimes put that in there so that you still, you know, know.
I'm unbiased. That's so, you know, when Grant says it, you're like, it's Grant. No, I'm unbiased.
KP already won.
Well, let's find out what's going to happen in the 3rd game. It is over to LD and Fog.
Over to the true North Americans, the true believers. We've been here since the beginning. We're not just North Americans. It's convenience. It's been rather thin lately. But we're on the way up. 3 teams in the upper bracket here, Giannis.
Yeah.
Are you putting all your marbles on J.Storm this time around?
Ooh, all my marbles. I don't know.
A few of your
got a lot of
marble or 2, perhaps.
Let's see. I'm just curious. I know why they like it. I think it's versus the gyrocopter. I think overall they like to block the flak kind of hits like that. It's a really good like separator of the team fights as well. So you kind of like match these cooldowns. And Liquid, as you were talking about last game too, is they like their team fight a lot, right? So yeah, they're gonna go for this. And I mean it's different. I like Drow Ranger overall as a hero. I'm just most excited to see how this one, like how these 2 lineups actually play versus each other, because they both have, I feel like, counters to each other. Like Mars versus Gyro, Gyro versus Undying. I think Gyro versus Mars also in a way can be painful if they're burning each other in lane, which they're dodging. I think this is a cool move here.
Who is the ultimate counter we will see? But yeah, it is the Koikfa DP off lane. So as you mentioned, I guess they anticipate the 9 Lycan going mid, correctly so, and they're going to send the Mars there.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing to do with the Mars at least, because you're going to guarantee that he gets good experience and levels like that. Could be a little... Actually, no, not concerned for the Death Prophet. I was going to say if it was more of a threatening lane, I could be more concerned for the Death Prophet, but it's a Gyro Warlock, so it's like, they're not going to...
I don't see very much Warlock either now.
No, not really.
How do you feel about this hero?
Super strong still. I think it's always going to be a very similar hero, and you have one of the best counter-initiating spells in the game. And Fatal Bonds is still... It's still Fatal Bonds. You have Gyrocopter with it as well, so you have really good synergy.
Good laning support, very tanky.
Yeah.
Can trade this pretty effectively. Although, as I say that, Taiga is taking it to Fear. Lots of auto attack harass.
I think I don't like the position where Fear was at the start. I think maybe he did that at first and just got caught on the side and couldn't move, but he was playing on the side, which just allowed Taiga to set up his barrier and hit him like 7 times. I think if he plays obviously like the lane right there, that's a much better option, because then Taiga can't just walk over and hit him. You'll get hit by the Gyro freely. So I think playing on the left side or playing behind the Gyro for the Warlock is the ideal position.
All right, the one lane we haven't really looked at yet, the bottom lane, J.Storm. Putting some early pressure here on Mickey on the Drow, who has been one of the kind of carries of the tournament in terms of stock rising. Obviously, we've seen Drow as like this pseudo Morphling counter, had some successes, had some pretty abysmal failures. Up against a pretty aggressive dual lane, the double stun combo.
Yeah, very strong lane. They're lucky that they have an Undying. Undying might go down here, though.
And in trouble. He's got the Mango, he's got the Soul Rip, and he is going to make it back.
Oh. Moose went for his nuke at level 2 instead of going for Fiery Soul. I like never see that on the 4-position Linas. You end up pumping out way more damage just with Fiery Soul from your right clicks.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason to go that, I guess, is if you think you can just get a burst kill.
Yeah.
But the auto attacks are insane with Lina's high attack range.
Yeah, you can actually, like, you can hit anybody back. Undying can't do anything to you, so... Yeah, bit strange to see him go for that ability instead of going for Fiery Soul as the suicide from Undying.
Our mid lane,
It was not past the 30-second threshold, so Moose gets the bonus going for it.
Oof. Boots for Moose, and that's going to be trouble for this lane, actually. Top lane, Peter taking a beating and going down. Quick kill there. The flak shots coming out from Moo.
Loving this lane setup by Liquid. Mid lane is going fantastic because it's a...
Oh, there's a spear.
Oh,
in fact, there is a God's Rebuke. Not enough. But yeah, that lane's going great, as you were going to say.
Yep. This one's going great. Top, they should be able to put pressure on the Gyro, and as we were mentioning, Koikfa's unlikely to die. As maybe if he's caught out really far out of position with a missile, it can happen, but even then they can both hit the missile and just kill it really quickly as double range. So yeah, good lane setup. And then they have the Undying soaking the pressure bottom versus that Ogre Lina, which is a very strong lane in its own.
Could we see an adjustment from J.Storm, or do you see them pretty locked into their lanes at this point?
I think they're pretty locked here, yeah. I don't think that the Warlock doesn't move. Lina's the only one that can move, but you don't want him. You want to be trying to put pressure onto Drow Ranger. As they now will connect the stun bottom. Damage on Mickey.
They get the kill. Moo's going to go down. The trade's there with Mickey, so a support for a carry. Sania giving the zombie punch to Brax, who will back away.
Big greedy there by Insania. Rather than soul ripping and healing the Drow, he just like goes for the kill on the Lina. That's like a, I want the money. I think that's the same thing he was doing in the AA earlier. Like,
yeah, that game was won though. This game is definitely not won.
Yeah, that one was, maybe, I guess he was a little bit out of, I know, he was actually in range.
Keep the pressure up on Mickey. This time he gets the soul rip right away. But the Lina harass, I mean, you could see that point of Fiery Soul already paying huge dividends. Has the boots now.
I mean, that Fiery Soul is insane. It's one of, I mean, this is very random, but it's one of the top picked abilities in ability draft for a reason as well. Like some of these like A tier, S tier abilities are just. Sania
in danger now. He's way out, but nowhere. Doesn't have a TP scroll. Lina stun comes through, and the kill goes to Brax. So that should grant him his phase boots. And the harass and the pressure is only going to ramp up. Drow doesn't even have boots yet.
Yeah, still farming pretty decent on Mickey. 23 last hits. Gyro only has 16. Moo's actually getting pressured quite a bit more up top in comparison. And mid lane, Boxy was doing fantastic, but Lycan is still Lycan, so Lycan is able to just back up. You're going to get your last hits as a Lycan. You have the Wolves.
It has been spending a fair amount of time in the jungle here.
Yeah.
Just letting Boxy see us freely.
But he's got the level advantage already as a Lycan, so he knows that he can actually farm the jungle a bit more efficiently.
Are they going to get the lane to Fear or Moo or something?
I think they might. I think he's getting a little bit like intimidated out of that top lane. Right now he's farming. Oof, that place feels bad as Gyro. You're farming through level 2 barrage, just hitting some jungle creeps with it.
Yeah, it's spread between like 3 creeps.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. You know you're getting pressured really hard in your safe lane if that's the case.
Gyro wants to be making this rotation like 3 to 4 minutes from Philly.
Yeah, he wants to have that early 6.
Couple points of Black Cannon. Called out as well. Here comes the action bottom. Onto Mickey. Trapped out. They get the heal out. Mars arrives though. He throws out the spear. Impales Brax. Tanky Ogre. Not tanky enough. Good rotation.
Their body block done.
9 trying to get in there, but Liquid say 9. And he gets out. Moo's trying to run. Boxy's got a spear soon. Bulwark? Not enough. But follow-up is there with Insania from the Soul Rip.
Man, fighting inside of those areas is gonna. It seems like it's gonna be really hard for J.Storm. Just Tombstone down, the walls are blocked up, and you're just trapped zombies, and you just can't do anything. It literally was the zombie apocalypse.
That's not a Coliseum anyone wants to be fighting inside.
It's definitely a cool combo that's gonna be coming out. Sure, Lycan. You look at Lycan, you're like, versus Drow Ranger, excellent hero if you can get on top of him, but have to be able to get on top. So great. I mean, actually, just amazing TV there by Boxy, setting up for that.
This has to be one of the best starts I've ever seen for a Mars in a pro game. Boxy is almost level 7, has his phase boots, leader in net worth, helping turn that bottom lane around. He's going to be impactful this game.
He's a Mars picker. He loves hero. He's one of the pros that was still playing it when like everybody started kind of phasing it out. Liquid would still, well, Alliance at the time would still pick it.
Tyga's diving top. He runs right into the gyro though. He will run away into the Shadow Realm. They try to turn this around with the Brambles. They commit the quick ult. Exorcism out. Moo trying to get back to safety. Won't be able to make it. He's going for Fear as well. Diving him under the tower. No backup for J.Storm, and Fear is going to live.
I will lie.
Looks like they want to try to get some tower damage. This isn't Fatal Bonds will hurt quick for a bit.
Keep on pushing though.
Yep.
Fear sticking around, just hitting those creeps where he can. And they are going to start bringing 9 towards top. He's got his ultimate. Shapeshift at the ready.
Insania.
He is shapeshifting. He's diving towards Taiga, like you mentioned. Insania also caught up, but the Mars rotation comes again. Boxy, low on mana here though. He can't use any of his spells. No spear, no rebuke, and no dice for him. But yeah, that Lycan chive happens. Taiga with the brambles. Can he make it out? 9's ult is going to end, but the creeps are there. Koifa going to try to chase him down. Doesn't have a Spirit Siphon, only a level 2 Crypt Swarm. Back away.
Both mids are kind of doing like these mirror movements. Boxy keeps trying to defend bottom. Online tries to make aggressive moves on the opposing side.
It's got a clarity now, so trying to get the mana pool up.
Dire's middle
Mickey just desperately trying to find that level 6. Once he hits 6 on the Drow, he's just back. He just goes in and starts one-shotting some jungle creeps, and we'll be able to catch up in that farm very easily.
Yeah, and for now, the bottom tower very healthy, so their jungle is,
bottom tower
I don't want to say
under
completely
attack.
safe, but more secure. J.Storm though are trying to pressure and end this tower ASAP. They bring Moo down.
Has no other home. I think he has to come down here. I like this
Radiant's
move.
bottom
This is the only place that he can really go. Top is bad, and you can't jungle yet.
Exorcism's going to be ready soon if they want to try for the tier 1 top.
Dire's
But already, Brack's going to work here.
Radiant structures.
Moo and Booze combining.
Boxy does not have a TP available, so he's actually going to walk toward bottom.
Under
We
attack.
have Bounty Rune spawning as well, so first he's going to check Power Rune. Not there. He won't get lucky with any of those.
Won't be able to get either of those bounties, and he's not going to contest bottom. He heads back towards the jungle, sweeps around. Okay, maybe he is going bottom.
Dire's
unsure.
top tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
hoping to find some sort of
Radiant's
initiation.
bottom tower is under attack.
He wanted to, looks like he wanted to go for bottom, but I don't think his team was ready to react.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
I mean, Moo
has
just
fallen.
moved from top lane where he was dying and goes down bottom,
Tower
gets a full
is under
creep wave or
attack.
2, and gets a tower for himself. So
It's only level 6.
yeah, very needed for him.
And DP is going to take a tier 1 top. So Quakefa will get that with backup from Insania and Taiga.
Dire's top tower
And
has
Mickey is
fallen.
off to the jungle now. So both teams, pretty defensive play here as we enter the mid game. It was a very aggressive start. Liquid take this opportunity to smoke.
Look at the map there now. There's what, 4, 5 wards by Liquid? Is that 0 by J.Storm at the moment? Is that 0 wards on the map right now?
They've got one of Fear's inventory, but they'd probably have liked to have one for Moose. He's gonna drop.
Yeah, they have no information at all on the map right now. All they have is that Brax is pushing bottom, so he's like, nobody's down here, but why would anyone be down there anyway when there's no tower? So yeah, right now playing with no wards. Fear does have the one, but
They're gonna smoke. They have the chaotic offering. They have
They
to call down soon.
they smoked on the ward. That was spotted
Dire's
by
middle tower
Team Liquid.
is under attack.
They're still gonna try to take this fight. The whole team is arriving for J.Storm. And Liquid want to fight into this, at least they're thinking about it. They have to terrorize as well. Quick stun on Insania. On the undying, but he does have his ult. Kills himself up. Rock the Marzo comes through the rock deploy. All the aerial spells coming out with a nice terrorize, forcing them into the walls of the Mars ulti. They're all getting ever so low. Taiga doing massive works there. But is it enough? J.Storm surviving.
Quakefa?
Dire's
Now
middle
Quakefa in
tower
all
is
kinds of
under
trouble.
attack.
He's gonna end up having to run away. That combo of just like the chaotic offering with the fatal bonds and the gyro is so much AoE.
Yeah, Fear got... how did Fear even get... Did you see where he approached from?
Radiant's
In the
middle
river, you see a Warlock just walking up and dropping a rock from the left side, from the Radiant side. Got the perfect angle, perfect fatal bonds, gets everybody. We saw the combo come out. Actually, I don't know how I overlooked this one because it's one of my favorites, but the Willow Mars combo comes out, they bounce off the walls, but it's just not quite enough when
They had no
was
follow-up
dead.
damage at all. Like the Drow's dead, there's no DP, you know, damage coming out in that fight, and it looks cool, but it doesn't amount to much.
Yeah. It was a perfect wraparound by J.Storm, even though
they
saw it with the ward, yeah. Insania was playing very aggressively forward to like just expect it. Like Insania was just standing there, his ult wore off, and then they just got wrapped on. So they will put down a ward. That one should have been spotted by Team Liquid as well, as they warded on top of that one.
Definitely looks like J.Storm are in more fighting shape right now. And they get 9 into the enemy woods. He's going to start taking over, building towards the Necro. They got the Midas up on the Ogre.
Gyro not really ready to... Gyro, one of those heroes that you require more items. Like Gyro, sure, you want items, same thing with like but the heroes on J.Storm, I feel like at the moment, if they just click their abilities with a Fatal Bond, you'll have a better chance than versus Liquid, which they need a little bit more time. The Death Prophet, sure, that's one of those where you don't need that many items to just dish out your damage, but Drow, absolutely. So we have a replay of the exact same thing, it looks like. It's a nice little picture-in-picture to
Radiant
catch that
are scanning.
action from the Ogre.
All right, very nice.
It was mostly just to identify that Brax had the Midas. I think that's what we were trying to look at there, and then he's about to use it, and we're excited.
It's always exciting when you're an Ogre with a Midas.
Eventually.
We saw the 30-minute Midas Ogre from Fada ended up like above the enemy 3 by the end of the game
Oh.
in that 70-minute game. But that's the
Yeah, I mean,
there was some Dota Summit math that like it's guaranteed to get the second Midas with the multicast.
you have to prime it. You have to cancel the spells.
I guess so.
So it's both teams backing up, getting themselves a little bit of farm. It looks like finishing up maybe that one item. Quakefoot now does have Yules. I believe the book is finished up for 9. Would look to fight. Book 3 is obviously the big timing for Lycan in most games, but I think even more so versus Death Prophet, because you can use the Dispel. You use a little Dispel to pull her out of the Yules if she tries to defensively use herself a lot of times. Very strong versus the Ghost Lady.
Just seems like Liquid may have trouble with some of these upcoming fights. Like J.Storm's lineup very easy to execute with the big ultimates.
Yeah.
You know, plus the reliable stuns. And Liquid pretty reliant on this Mars to set everything up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Foxy is getting close to that blink.
Yeah, he needs a blink dagger is the other thing too. He's not some just like natural initiator that doesn't need one in this game. He absolutely does, so that his Drow and his Death Prophet can get the space.
He sees the push coming. Looks like he wants to cut the wave.
Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot believe I overlooked the wall combo with the Dark Willow. I talked about it like so much when Mars was first getting introduced.
It looked like a pinball machine, but nobody's dying.
Yeah. I mean, the hero of Mars got nerfed a lot, right? It was absurd at first. J.Storm looking to get aggressive here. I think get down some wards. They have 2 defensive wards at the moment, but that's about it right now.
They're going to collapse on mid. It's only an Undying. If they get that kill, they'll likely transition into a tower push. Insanity does get out the Ogre. They've got their own wards.
Under attack.
Here comes the Mars plate.
Dire's top tower
Is this the
is under
opening for
attack.
Liquid? Can they take a fight?
He's showing himself bottom right now, so J.Storm wants it. They can click on him and they'll see that blink is at the ready. But he TP'd down there, so he's gonna have to walk mid if he wants to try to set up.
There
And he
is
is.
no dire vision around that area, so they can get close before they'll notice him, but they're already going to be down and Undying when this happens. It looks like Soul Rip tries to run away from the Lycan army. The rocket drop connects on 3. Quick kill there. Instant buyback from the Undying. Want to take this fight. Mars still waiting in the wings. Blink Dagger on cooldown. He uses to get close. He's going to drop his ultimate. Isolating only Brax pins him to a tree. But the rest of the team, meanwhile, dealing with this Lycan who's just chewing through Taiga, forcing him back. Everybody's healthy. They're going to kill up the Tombstone. Undying's going to back away. That was not the Mars initiation they needed.
No, he only went on the tankiest hero on the team, on J.Storm's team, and didn't even get the positioning in a good spot. That was
Even if you kill Ogre, that's not worth it.
no, that was a very botched kind of defense there by Liquid. I don't know if they expected J.Storm to be all set up like that, but that was easy for Fear. Right? He just dropped the rock, quick little bond stand in the back up volt. He didn't have to really worry too much after that. His team could actually just go to work. Moose setting up a beautiful stun and Laguna Blade onto that Death Prophet.
I mean, to me, that highlights the ease of execution for J.Storm.
yeah.
Whereas it looks like Liquid need a perfect combo. With the blink, oh, bottom lane, gonna fight Brax. This could do the trick.
What a hell
Quick
of a
kill
team, Jackson.
on the Ogre. That is 500 gold for Taiga. He's gonna be really fat on this Dark Willow.
Yeah, these could be the X factors, right? If they're able to find people that can get in the back line, maybe like with that Blink Dagger 2 on the Mars, if they can get on top of the Warlock, or just use the downtime. Try to play a faster pace. You know Mars ulti, you know Lycan ult was used, no Warlock ult was used. Kick up the tempo, kick up the pace.
Smoking, they know the Warlock ult's on cooldown, like you said, and they're gonna make their move. Taiga,
Yeah,
deep
getting
behind
around.
enemy lines. He is gonna get scouted here as he walks up the hill, but a good dodge by him. Nicely done. Stays alive and gets back to safety.
Boxy totally whipping the spear there.
Is under attack.
He's gonna get bopped. Do they chase him out? He does not follow up. Rocket Barrage coming through. They use Scepter, used defensively, but Boxy with his back turn just melts.
And even Insane just dies, and Taiga too.
Oh no!
The pods as well as the Ignite just... Oh,
They don't
man.
even need the ultimate from the Warlock.
Devastating mistake there, Liquid. Unable to get the setup there, missing the spear, blinking forward too.
And now they're gonna lose Mickey as well. He's doesn't have a TP for 50 seconds.
Brack wants him.
Brax closing in on him, gets the multicast. And he's gonna get the kill as well momentarily. Mickey, 4 staff, not to freedom, but with that one, 4 heroes dead. Exorcism blown for that tower mid.
He killed the book as well. Like he just chunked himself down super low. I guess he just accepted his fate.
Take some gold with you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, Liquid are looking
Radiant's top tower
almost
is
in
under
trouble
attack.
at this point.
Yeah, all separated here. It's like I mean, you said
It's
right?
only a 2k gold deficit. Like on paper, it doesn't look that bad, but just the way the game is developing, losing fights from Warlock Bolt is not up. They have very little map control. Their carry Drow looks incredibly vulnerable,
Lycan has book 3 finished now.
and like fights are just hard for them. So I'd be very
Radiant
concerned if I
are
was
scanning.
Liquid right now.
I mean, you're playing into this Lycan Gyrocopter Warlock Ogre. Like this is a very strong scaling lineup, and you're getting crunched in the fights before they pick up their items. Now they're going to start picking up these items, and they can even look to start threatening the Roche if they see an opportunity. And now, like, they didn't have to use the rock before. Now it's a level 12 Warlock. So now it's level 2 rock as well with his max their abilities on top.
making their move towards the pit. They've got a good aggressive ward down. They are going to find this Undying, and Sania will stay alive for now. Doesn't have the best soul rip, though. Uh-oh, Mickey's going to get surrounded. Mickey's like, get me the hell away from this big bad wolf, but Nine just starts chasing him down. They have fear in the back lines. He's going to be there with the slow. The support comes through. The long-range Laguna secures it as the 8th lens now. They'll take that fight with ease. 2 more clean kills. And maybe a tower push as well. And the light in these towers are just gonna...
And we're seeing what we were talking about is that Lycan versus Drow. When you do have opportunities, that Drow is very dead if you can get even close to her. Foxy didn't have TP available at the start of the fight, so he was not able to join that. He's coming over.
They don't have the best save for her. Like, they have a good counter initiation for a team fight, but there's, you know, there's no Shadow Demon here, or... you know, OD, like a Banish, or some sort of like Abaddon type save. You have at best a Soul Rip, but that's basically it.
Yeah, it's like Soul Rip, or maybe like if you can count like a Terrorize, if he's able to land a big fear and push them away, but that's not like the save. Not the best.
Taiga's gonna try to get the blink up so he can be more reliable in the fights, but J.Storm, with these aggressive wards, feeling themselves now.
And they've gotten so much space. It's now a full BKB on the Lycan. So he was, you can see how much he wanted to get that BKB to tend to the Aghanims first. This one, he knows, he's like, I have a backup. You know, I have the Lycan who's incredibly farmed. I can go for this type of safe item for myself.
Another triumph.
So if you're Liquid, it looks a little bleak right now. It's still a winnable game. What's the game plan?
I think they just have to have Boxy in better positions to try to take the fight. Like if they want to take the fight, Boxy has to just be there already, and they have to be pretty much set up to go for these counter initiates instantly. They can't be so split up, or they can't like be putting these heroes in the front lines that shouldn't be.
They just scanned and saw him, by the way. And the wolf has
Oh.
found him. He goes for the TP out.
And they just throw the rock. They don't care.
Yeah. Oh man, not Mars's lucky day.
Pops the ult. He's trying to get the blink, but he started to get ult.
Can he make it? Can he make it out? Blinks away. J.Storm though on the hunt. They've got a Calling Blade here on 9. He's getting closer. He can smell that Mars. Summons the wolves. The blink in 5.
They see him.
They got him. And they will kill him. Meanwhile, mid lane also getting pushed. Foxy gonna make it take a while though as he turns to face them with the bulwark. Tries to slow things down, and the action breaking out mid. Gyrocopter though with the PB. He's very durable. He can just withstand the punishment.
Safe item choice.
Yeah, Drow BKB is coming. Mickey's has almost got the recipe.
Okay. I mean, they're still definitely getting the farm is the important thing. Like Drow and Death Prophet, you can see them. They're still up there.
Koikfa's actually leader in that world. That is impressive.
Yeah, like they still do have the tools to fight as long as they have people there.
It's just like you said, having the positioning, and it goes back to your point earlier about the wards. They have 2 deep wards, but oftentimes it's J.Storm playing on their side of the map.
Yeah.
So they haven't really been able to scout these rotations coming, and, you know, just some bad luck with them skipping earlier. Only a 3K gold lead, as much as it feels like J.Storm has been dominating this game for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, the power of the Drought lineup is still able to do its thing, get its farm going. Oh. Did I see that right?
Yeah,
Did he sell it?
Shadow Blade?
Oh, he kept it. You can't multicast Shadow Blade. Come on, bruh. Okay, interesting. So I guess they're just expecting some kind of split push coming up from Liquid for the next few moments, and he wants to catch the people on the sidelines, or even just to wrap around from the back. I mean, cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Shadow Blade Ogre.
Well, Frax is going to show you what's up. Find Koikfa here. The Shadow Blade debut. Hey, but she never saw this one come up on the... He just man.
Howl with Bloodlust is no joke. How fast people start to hit. Everyone's attack speed just through the roof.
That was like a PA, like triple crit, it felt. J.Storm straight to the Roach pit. Liquid just pushing. And they take the fight. They have to think about it.
Without Death Prophet, it's very unlikely, and I don't think they want to expend a buyback. Perhaps they're just bringing the creeps to the Roche. Address that top lane while also Roche it.
Alright, so they did an Aegis. They're going to give it to Moo. Not closing on his BKB as well.
Oh, Brax, the sentry's down. The Shadow Blade's not going to work this time. Taiga.
TP. A noble effort.
At least we're not stuck in Coig.
Not enough. But Mickey is not dying. That continues to be the good news. BKB is ready pretty much. There's a lot of physical damage, and Lina is close to an Axe. So this BKB is not a get out pretty good.
She has the Axe after this creep wave. Oh my god. Yeah, that is that's concerning, and she's very high level 15 already, getting close to level 18, relatively close. Definitely a very farmed Lina that will be problematic for a squishy drow.
Boxy is lurking, but Shadowblade Brax creep in. There are sentries around.
They saw the Shadowblade now. Brax like, damn it, I've been found out.
Hey, it's the support tax, you know? By the time they kill him, just sets up the perfect Warlock ult.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
He is, well, I don't know how so. Shadow, he could have just built something tanky, and then that would have probably been better.
Also, set up the perfect Warlock ult. But this looks cool.
That is very true, and he moves fast.
Attack speed.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he already has an attack speed. I mean, it is a good kind of map control ganker item, and he's our main initiator that's not really long.
And he's gonna get his farm naturally because of the Midas, because he's an ogre, so
Radiant's
he can just always
bottom tower
Midas and then just
is under
Shadowblade around looking for pickoffs. I don't mind it. I'm sure I think maybe he had better options, but I think he can still definitely do a lot of work with it. As bottom, they're just getting this tower for free.
This is very different from the first Lightning game. I think shows you where picking this hero at the end of the draft feels a lot stronger.
Yeah, you don't get quad counter pick, that's for sure.
Mass AoE, mass stuns, mass catch. Definitely not what Liquid has.
They got a base ward in. Are they gonna be able to make anything of it? They've gotten both Agonists delivered at the same time too, oh my.
J.Storm hitting a strong timing here.
Radiant's
There is a
bottom tower
Mars.
is under attack.
Arena available.
Top tower is falling.
Along with that, Terrorize smoked up right now, getting the spear to start. Beans Switch building. Foxy though, not getting off his ultimate. He's getting controlled. Gonna go down here. Comes the BKB. They soul rip him up, keep him alive, force them back on their heels as Big A stays in the rear side of the fight. The Arena Flood to point really does nothing whatsoever except just keep J.Storm back a bit. As 9 charges in, he's gonna blow him up. They lose their Lycan. Very cold, ballsy play from him. It's gonna cost him his life. Wait for force back. He'll go down though. That Prophet ult is available, but the buildings are in shambles. J.Storm just muscling down the base, smacking down the Drow Ranger. But the Lycan Wolf has died. The hero army lives on as these creeps continue to do work. Bringing the Dark Willow very dangerously low. Ogre gonna tank him for the team. Gets off the Midas. Crucial things before dying. A full lane caved in.
They get everybody else out, and that was the Exorcism, and 3 buybacks popped by Liquid to just push them away. And that's Exorcism pretty much wasted now at this point.
The speed with which J.Storm can just destroy your entire base is rather astonishing and terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the damage dealt, and it's not one hero doing all the damage either on the side of J.Storm. It's everybody's dealing the same amount because Fatal Bonds is absurd. And it does a lot of damage, and then on top of that with your Gyrocopter dishing out, yeah, everyone's just getting ticked down, and just all these ignites and fire blasts like everywhere. You just see all of Liquid's very low, very quickly. Boxy has to kind of panic ult, hoping to catch 9 in it, but doesn't actually end up getting him. He had a BKB anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But then 9 also kind of just ran in and died. That one was a little bit weird.
Well,
but those flags.
One lane down. Yeah, it's the Fatal Bonds combo, like you said. Probably Warlock's most important spell at this point, even more than the Offering.
Yeah, the Offering is just like a little bit of a mini stun for them to get positioning. And Lina, and Moose in the backlines too, is just throwing out spells. He had the perfect positioning to get the Laguna onto the Death Prophet, and it's about to be level 18 on the Lina now too. So these 2 squishies, even though they have like 2,000 health, they're still fairly squishy versus a level 18 Laguna. It's going to be.
Radiant's
that's
top
half
shrine
of the
is
Drow's
under
health.
attack.
Little less than half of the, more like a third of the DPs.
Time to run.
We're gonna start losing map control. 9 taking the top shrine.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
A little bit out of the base here, and J.Storm are hunting the
Radiant's
lumbering,
middle tower
sneaky ogre. This
Radiant's
Shadow
middle
Blade
tower has
picked up
fallen.
a Vlad's now, so more auras, more push. For a team that already has a lot, they're going to clear up this wave and then head straight into top lane. Backing off now, getting positioning for these bounty rooms. And there's the Lina home, so 18 is here.
Jeez. Yeah.
She's about to get a Shadow Blade of her own.
Yeah, Shadow Blade of her own, 18, soon 20, well, not soon 20, but relatively soon, like 19 and a half, so that 14% spell amp that comes out too, that makes it even more threatening, but we'll see if Liquid
Here's a scan.
can get themselves a successful smoke in this game.
And here's a smoke. Liquid going for the big wrap-around.
Can Boxy
Do they
get the
get the
jump?
high ground initiation off? This could be huge for Liquid. It's like the perfect position to let them creep up the hill. The Lina is dancing back and forth, and they're gonna jump in. Quickly try to assassinate her. They throw out the brambles, but she's not dropping fast enough, and now the Warlock ult comes out. Immediately 9 charging in. The Frost arrows coming through from Mickey. Lycan just jumping right onto him, trying to bring Mickey down. They drop the Arena of Blood. The Wolf just runs away. Insanity caught on the rear. Foxy hunting. Foxy up from kill 9 off. They do cage him with Tiger. Gets the kill, but they've lost 3 for that. And J.Storm now lobbing at the tips, feeling themselves as they strut onto high ground, looking for their second lane. Possibly the GG.
Their duo core just is too strong now at this point. The Lycan made the space, did so much work for Moo to have this crazy amount of farm. Now at this point, he eviscerated them in the backlines. They had to put so much attention to kill one target that the Gyro's able to do so much. And now Boxy just throws his life away trying to defend the little bits of their base.
J.Storm guaranteed top 6 here at MDL CHENGDU. Not something many people saw coming. A lot of people didn't even think they would get to the major in the first place. But here they are. That's Megas. Lots all chat and only a Drow to defend against the world. So Liquid dropped in the lower bracket.
Yeah, definitely looks like J.Storm for this one. They had a really good draft in mind. It all worked out perfectly. Their movements as well after that second game. Looks like they got kind of like revitalized after they got like those kills early on in that previous game, and then everything just starts to be rolling in their favor. They just have great control. Even on this game, they didn't really have a lot of wards. It was just that mid-fight that kind of snowballed everything into action.
For me, a series that really highlights how important the draft is. Like game 1 just looked almost unwinnable from the draft unless they had a perfect start. You know, this game, I wouldn't say it's unwinnable for Liquid, but just shows like the uphill battle they face if they don't hit the perfect combo.
Yeah, and they got the lane setup that they wanted too. Like we look at that, like you look at that win probability and the way that the lanes actually played out. Liquid got the lanes that they wanted. They got the Boxy mid versus the Lycan. They got the Death Prophet and a great start versus Gyrocopter. It all just fell apart after those 2 fights happened.
Well, they'll fight on here. It's the major, and technically it ain't over until the throne drops. But J.Storm can sit back, get this Assault Cuirass up on the Lycan, get towards their Warlock Aghanim Scepter, Satanic Complete on the Gyro, take the next Roche, and then they should be able to just A-click the enemy throne.
Yeah, I think they could just go. I think just go into, if they want to, go for the Roche, or you could just go. I think they're just way too strong. They're gonna go for the Roche. It's the safest play.
Games have been thrown in ridiculous ways before, so
Very true.
I cannot fault them for playing it safe here.
I mean, how many mega creep comebacks did we have at TI alone this year? 11 or something, or 8 or something? I don't know.
Very high. Too many. Or maybe not enough,
Maybe not.
depending on your point of view.
I know I casted at least like 4 or 5 of those mega creep comebacks, so
All right.
they were thrilling.
Well, as an expert, is this a mega creep comeback, Jan?
No. I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I don't think they. I was gonna mention it during like some of the fights as well. I feel like they just lack AOE damage, even though they have like a Death Prophet. It feels single target for me on the side of Liquid.
They have a Drow Ags now, but it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
You're up against the AC, I believe you completed on 9. No, not yet. So, don't have that extra armor, but already very, very tanky draft. They start to move in, closing as a flurry of ignites and stuns begin to descend on them. Rex pick up the Lotus Orb, even more difficult to bring down.
They just back up, wait for Tombstone. Then the tombstone was dropped, wait 20 seconds, come back in.
Homie missile coming in as well.
Ignite literally on everybody. All 5 heroes getting hit by that ignite.
Yikes.
And
Man, look at MiGA just trying to damage Brax. That is a tough hero to bring down. Now he's maybe overextended a bit. Putting some good gyrocopter. They pushed him into the throne. Can they possibly come up? He's got Aegis, he's got Satanic, he's got BKB. They'll have to do that 2 or 3 more times. Koikfa in all kinds of trouble now. Completely surrounded, evaporated by moves. And now the arena blood. It's a good one, but there's just no trouble. Damages Move runs right behind it. So it's cleaning up, getting to the back of that Mars, trying to finish him off. Fear will fall, but that looks to be it for him. They don't have a Death Prophet ultimate for a full minute. They don't have a Mars, and they don't have a game. GG. J.Storm take it 2-1.
a couple rotations that didn't end up working out for Boxy, and then J.Storm, I feel like, just snowballed crazily out of this game. Just that one team